Speaker recognizes Representative DeBoer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As we delve into the funding of our school aid fund, I want to talk about our priorities, both as a legislative body and as a state. Michigan's future generations are a priority. They have been prioritized in our state budget for more than a decade, with increased funding every year since 2012. That critical funding gives our children updated textbooks, quality teachers, and desks that work. But this year, for the first time in a long time, there is no increase in the foundation allowance. This isn't because of a shortage of money. This budget comes in over $80 billion, and somehow there isn't enough money for more than 500 new state employees. We have enough for that. We've heard boxing gyms for zoos, professional base.
Representative, you are to speak to this bill in front of you. Speaker recognizes Representative DeBoer.
Thank you. In this budget, there is enough money to subsidize free preschool for more kids who weren't supposed to be part of the assistant program. This is a question of priorities, and for the first time in a long time, our local schools aren't much of a priority in our state budget. It isn't just their everyday operation funding. Our local schools are also seeing their school safety and mental health funding dramatically slashed by more than 90%. And it completely eliminates funding for the School Safety and Mental Health Commission, which was created in the wake of the horrific shooting at Oxford High School to identify ways to address behavioral and mental health needs of students. We cannot wait for another tragedy to happen to continue funding school safety and mental health support. Our actions and support for student safety must be continuous and proactive to prevent future devastating events. In fiscal year 2022-23, a total of $345 million was dedicated to school safety and mental health. Now, just 2 years later, Michigan schools will have access to just $26.5 million for these crucial measures. That's unacceptable. My colleagues need to ask themselves, what is a greater priority than the safety of our kids? With the Michigan Tuition Grant since 1966, we have had that grant that provides critical financial support that allows students across the state to pursue higher education at our independent colleges and universities. These students are future leaders, educators, and healthcare professionals, and innovators. But there won't be any more of those future leaders when the program is closed down. As a former educator, I have serious concerns about eliminating this impactful grant. This grant has made a positive impact on thousands of low-income students, veterans, and adult learners who have relied on this vital support to access higher education and improve their lives. In fact, while it currently represents just 1% of the higher education budget, it results in 20% of the degrees awarded by nonprofit colleges and universities. In my home district, eliminating this grant will reduce needs-based scholarships for students aspiring to attend Hope College. And it's not just my district that will be affected. Every person in this room represents a district in the state that will be negatively impacted by eliminating it. Making our future generations a priority is common sense. Neglecting them is a new idea. One that will first hurt our kids and later the entire state. It doesn't have to be this way. We can give our students in schools more funding to hire new teachers and keep school sizes small. We can invest in school safety and mental health to protect our loved ones. We can put our trust in tuition programs that will have a proven track record of success to keep our local school going strong. And we can keep our promise to future generations to keep them a priority in our families, in our hearts, and here in our states. Maybe the most offensive part of this plan is the broken promise to hardworking teachers, as this budget raids their health care retirement accounts to pay for pet projects. Last year's budget was balanced with an income tax hike, and now this year's is balanced with a raid on teachers' retirements. Once again, this budget shows where our priorities lie. Our plan does not prioritize our next generation or our teachers. This budget leaves them behind. Madam Speaker, I urge my colleagues to think about their young constituents and vote no on this measure. Thank you.
The clerk will close the board. Tally, display, and announce the vote.
Speaker, on the question of final passage of Senate Bill 911, there are 56 aye votes and 54 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.